My name is Danielle Logan, and I am an online health and fitness coach specializing in accountability. And if you are watching this today, that's because you're looking for my way of how I meal prep. So, listen, you may have seen, I don't know if you're anything like me, but meal prep used to freak me out because I would see on social media these like black containers with like the divider, and it had ground turkey and zucchini or chicken and broccoli, and in somebody's kitchen there's like these perfectly set up rows of 12 containers of ground turkey and broccoli, and like that might work for some people, and if that works for you, then this might not be the right way to meal prep, because that does not work for me. So if it does, like, more power to you. But I like a variety, and so I need to prep differently. I also have a 1-year-old. It's crazy to say that, he just turned 1, and I just don't have 3 hours, 4 hours on Sunday to meal prep. However, meal prepping in the way that I do it really saves me so much time throughout the week. So I want to go over what I've done so far to get us to kind of this point. So I've planned my meals out. That is a different video. So check that video out if you're looking for information on how to plan your meals. But I have kind of my list, my meal plan list, that's already done. I have also gone grocery shopping. I also believe that before you prep, you should clean out your refrigerator and any kind of foods that you don't want to have. So for example, it was our son's birthday party. We had hamburgers and hot dogs. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. If these like breads were hanging around in my house, I'm gonna eat them. Like, I don't even like a random hot dog bun, but if it's chilling on the counter, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm hungry. Here's a hot dog bun. Why? I don't know. So into the trash they go. And I really believe that if it's not available, then you're not going to snack on it, and it doesn't take as much willpower as if it's sitting right there staring you in the face. So that's kind of the first thing that I do. The second thing, I will prepare all my produce, make sure it's all washed and clean, wash my hands, my hair's already up. The things that you're gonna need. Ziploc bags. What are they? What's the generic name for them? Seal top bags, whatever. It doesn't matter what brand. But the way that I meal prep, I use so many Ziplocs because I can throw them away. You'll need your trash can, a knife, a cutting board, all that good stuff. So let me get into how I do this. I go through my meal plan and I put a little star next to anything that I believe I can prep. So for example, I'm having hamburgers and okra, no bun, just the burgers, and okra one day. So what I do for meal prepping is I measure and cut everything that I can in advance. So we use our Fixate meal plan, and we have these glorious containers. The benefit of this is I don't have to count my calories. I don't have to log, the exact amount that I'm eating on some fitness app or anything. I am just filling this container up and knowing how many of each container I can eat a day. So for okra, for example, I have my bags of okra, and I am going to take my okra, I'm going to cut them the way that I want them to be cut when I cook them, and I'm going to fill up my green container. And I'll fill up my green container however many times how much okra I have is. So hopefully that makes sense. If I have 6 containers worth of okra, 6 green containers worth of okra, I'll put them all in my big Ziploc, already cut. And then on the day that I have to make okra for dinner, literally I take this, I put a skillet on the stove, and I dump it in. And I know that it's 6 greens. I personally will write on the outside how many green containers it is, so that if I'm looking at the pan and I ate about 1/6 of it, I had 1 green container. And, maybe it takes a little bit of math, but if you eat half of it, half of the entire portion that you cooked, you had 3 green containers, right? So I'm not cooking it today. I'm definitely not making enough okra for the entire week. I am just doing this in preparation for, I have it on Wednesday night. So on Wednesday night after work, when I'm exhausted, instead of going through the drive-thru, I know it's gonna take me no time to prep. I'm gonna throw it in a skillet on the stove, and I can do whatever I need to do while it's cooking. So it saves so much time. So something else that I might do. Let's see what else we got. Some asparagus. I'll wash and trim my asparagus. I like to eat my asparagus whole, so I'll take them whole and I'll put them in a container with a little bit of water in them and throw them in the fridge. And then when I'm ready for asparagus, they're already cut and I already know how many I have. So it's really, really simple. Another thing, I have some chicken on here. I'll cut up my chicken, fill it in my container, know how many reds I have because chicken is a red, and if I'm gonna marinate the chicken, which in this case I am, I'll put my marinade, a little olive oil, and I'm gonna do a little garlic salt, onion powder, minced garlic, teeny bit of soy sauce, and some Dijon mustard. And I'm gonna put the chicken that's already cut up in with all of the marinating gloriousness in here in the fridge. And then on Wednesday or Tuesday, I have it on Tuesday, I'll put it in the oven. I already know what I'm supposed to be doing and it's already done. The other thing I'll do is freeze any meats. I don't know about y'all, but I can only go to the grocery store once a week. Like I don't have time to be going back and forth. Our grocery store is 25 minutes away because we live out in like the woods. So I'll go to the grocery store once a week, and any meat that I'm not gonna use until later in the week, I'll throw it in the freezer, put it in my Ziploc bag and throw it in the freezer. So something else that I think is super, super important when you're meal prepping. Let's get real here for a second, right? There are going to be days where you're starving and where you do not have time to cook something. So I think it's really important, at least for me, to have a meal or two that's already ready to eat. So something that's kind of my go-to is a big salad. I happen to like salad. My husband doesn't, so if you're one of those people that doesn't like salad, I totally get it. But I'll take a big container of lettuce. I don't eat this whole container because it's more than a green, but I'll open it up, I'll measure out greens. Anything that's extra in this container, I'll put in a Ziploc. Shocker. So I'll have one green in here of lettuce. Then whatever else I want in the salad, I'll measure out and I'll just throw it literally in this container with some olive oil dressing in a Ziploc, and I'll throw everything in here so that if there's a day where I know that I just do not have time, my go-to isn't going to be a drive-through or some snack that maybe my husband has here or that I have here for my son that is not within my goals. So I will prepare a meal that is not on my list of things to eat just for that off chance. Another meal that I really like is chicken salad. There's a chicken salad recipe in the 21 Day Fix book that I really like, or on the Beachbody blog. I'll prepare that. And honestly, I'll eat that. I have an avocado, half it, throw the chicken salad inside, like take the pit out obviously and throw the chicken salad inside and eat it with a spoon, and it is so good. And it takes because I've already done the preparation work, it takes all of 4 seconds to put it together. It's faster for me to think, oh my gosh, I have no time to do anything. Oh wait, I have my extra meal. Than it is for me to think, oh my gosh, I have no time to do anything. What around here is fast, right? Because I've already planned for that. I've already planned for in case stuff happens, because it's going to. So I really, really recommend having an extra meal on hand that is already prepared, that takes no time. Maybe you don't even have to cook it, microwave it, nothing, which is in this case, in those two instances. Just make it easy for yourself because we are busy people. We have so much going on in our lives that finding time to think about a meal that you didn't already, kind of prepare, Mama don't have time for that. Sorry to say it, I just don't. So that's how I meal prep kind of in a nutshell. So I will take all of my vegetables, I will measure them in my green container, and I'll put it in a Ziploc for the day. If I had something, this week's menu is really light for me as far as how much prep work I have because I know it's gonna be a crazy week at work. But if I had something that was maybe a little bit more involved, say I was making some sort of a soup, I might cut all of my onion, cut my carrot, cut my celery, all of that and put it in a Ziploc together, already pre-portioned out, and it's because I know it's gonna go in one meal. So I put it in there together. And the truth of the matter is, the flavors meld together a couple days in the fridge, and it tastes even better than if you cut it all on that same night. The other beautiful part about this, not only are you saving time because you're not having to do all the cutting and measuring and all that stuff on the night that you're cooking the dinner, but you only have to wash your knife and cutting board and your containers one time. I mean, yeah, if you have, you know, some sort of a vegetable that you don't want to mix with the fruit or whatever, you might wash it off real quick, but you're not having to completely wash it, dry it, put it away, take it out the next day, completely wash it, dry it, put it away. I mean, it's crazy how much time this saves you. And it really takes no more than an hour, if you're not talking like I am, to get it all done. I don't have more than an hour that this kid's gonna be sleeping. And I've done it with him playing in the room too. He kind of enjoys some of it. So that's my tip on how to meal prep. You do not have to eat the same thing every day to be an effective meal prepper, okay? And if you are super environmentally conscious, I appreciate that. You can reuse Ziplocs, you can wash them out, or you can use container, what are they called, Tupperware. That's fine too. The Ziplocs are not, the most important part, but that is what I do. Plan your meals, figure out what parts of your meals can be prepped, clean out your refrigerator, throw away everything that's bad. Bad as in, spoiled, and bad as in you don't want to be eating anyway. Measure all of your foods. This also goes for your snacks. So for my fruits, this isn't a good example because you can have all of that, but I have apple slices. I will measure how many apple slices fit in this purple container, and I will throw them in a Ziploc so that when I'm packing my lunch for the day, I grab my Ziploc of apple slices, I might have a Ziploc of 2 hard-boiled eggs, and I'll have my lunch for the day. And I'm ready to go and out the door. So, we talked about planning your meals, figuring out what you can prep, cleaning out your refrigerator, throwing away all the stuff that you don't want to eat. Cut and measure all of your food that you can prep, put them in Ziplocs or reusable containers, and put them in your fridge. Label everything so that you know how many of each container is in each Ziploc. And from there, you'll cook your meals. You also want to do all of that with snacks too. I hope this has been helpful to you. I cannot wait to see some of your meal plans and meal prepping, because again, they're 2 separate things. So, all right guys, I am gonna get to chopping. I'll see you guys soon.